I hope you guys like this look because I think it just really fits the entire description.
The Oligarch
really
Chronicles, tales of emasculated men vying to destroy the world. And that's a.
I mean, the capture of Gates is just so perfect.
It's all good.
And so what we really wanted to talk about and which I think is the monumental story of the week and of recent memory is
first tale in the Oligarch Chronicles
is Bill Gates and his decision not to release the vaccine formula to India, which is going through as bad a pandemic right now, maybe as any place in the world has since COVID took off. And he don't care.
Nope.
Because this is all about money and power. And let's see. Do any of you happen to know, without looking it up, how many acres of farmland Bill Gates owns just in the United States alone? This isn't even talking about Africa. Oh, that's a whole other story.
I don't even think we begin to know the depths of what goes on in Africa.
No. So as it turns out, 250,000 acres of farmland is what Bill Gates owns in the United States. That's a lot.
Surprising. Well, he's essentially been working to co-opt our food source for years.
Correct.
He is obviously very big into GMOs. He's now controlling like the vaccine process. This is all very kind of scary to me.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Bill Gates is not a doctor, right?
No, Bill Gates is not a doctor, but Bill Gates can purchase lots of doctors.
Oh, he most certainly can. Hey, look, he could probably spend enough money to make doctors do whatever he says.
But I will say that, as you know, I have a friend who's very active in the anti-GMO community and has been always protesting and researching into Monsanto and all of the damage done there. And Bill Gates, for 20 years, has been very heavily involved in a lot of things going on in Africa regarding their agriculture and food source. I'd love to get somebody on here who could really talk about that because it's complicated. I don't completely I need somebody to explain to me, but I know that what he's doing is not for the best interest of the people in Africa. So whatever it is that he's doing is for him.
Bill Gates, unlike Jeff Bezos, Sheldon Adelson, Mark Zuckerberg, and even Elon Musk, he does not want to have a bad reputation. He actually cares about his reputation, and he goes to great lengths to protect it. He's also one of the biggest benefactors the Democratic Party has ever had. So it buys you a lot of political capital to make you look like a good guy. He is having a little bit of a hard time sweeping this under the rug, and rightfully so, because tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people are going to die in India. And he is directly responsible. He has blood on his hands.
I don't understand how I do. I mean,
but when you own...
These are psychopathic people.
But when you own our country, this is what we talk about when it comes to the owners. When you own GE, when you own Comcast, when you own News Corp, all of these organizations that control our media, directly related to the elimination of the Fairness Doctrine under Reagan in '87, and the implementation of the Telecom Act in '96 under Clinton. These men now run the world. And no one in high society on those networks is ever going to say that Bill Gates is a fascist tyrant, which he is, try to have a totalitarian control over the world.
Yeah.
Because that is the goal.
But I see them all as this. Like, I really do. That's what this is. And there was recently this whole thing about this sort of showdown between Elon Musk and Bezos regarding their space programs. And it was literally pictures of them standing on stages in front of whatever their rockets were. And all I could think of was, my rocket's bigger than your rocket. My rocket's going to get to space faster than your rocket. These are definitely men that have some emasculation problems, that are just vying for, and it's really, it's pathetic. It's pathetic. And people idolize these people.
Well, they defend them in a way that I'm not 100% sure what the motivation is.
The motivation is we idolize wealth, we prioritize money, and we associate money with success. And to us, people that are the richest means that they're the most successful. And it's just sort of a sad commentary on our priorities. But I've been thinking that for years with people that are rich for being famous and famous for being rich, but really don't do anything. And, you know, these people are just, it's like a bunch of, this is just the guys who were playing D&D in high school that have expanded tech-wise, and they're now kind of playing it with countries. Well, and these are the same dorks that probably could not get laid to save their lives.
And again, I've always said that there really is something to be said for this psychology of what ultimately ends up happening with people in grade school who were picked on, who were, you know, who never got the girl, who never excelled at athletics. They ultimately excel in high brain functional, you know, tactics and careers and things of that nature. And some of them are just really, really savvy in terms of how they go about getting exactly what they want. Because for a lot of them, the hole can never be filled.
No, like, there's never going to be enough money. There's never going to be enough power. There's never going to be enough control.
Mark Zuckerberg is one of the best examples of that. Like Mark Zuckerberg, think of the lengths that Zuckerberg went to screw people over to basically own Facebook in its initial stages. And I was one of the early people who used Facebook. I was in college. I was in my sophomore year in 2004 when this thing started popping up, because people, I never got MySpace. I never really understood it, and I was never really interested in it. But Facebook came along, and it was kind of this interesting way of connecting with people. And I actually thought that there was some merit to it and some value. And little by little, you learned just where this was going to go. And eventually it just became this way of pitching everything that you own and selling it for a premium. And it's just one big advertisement. That's what Facebook now is. It used to be a way to have a networking capability, and it still is. I'm not going to say that it isn't that. But the reality is, you know, Zuckerberg was somebody who always saw this as my way to get to the next level. And a great way to tell that, and as we talk about, you know, the psychological effects that happen with certain emasculated men who feel like they're not measuring up in society. Look at Mark Zuckerberg and look at the two men in particular that he screwed over. The
Winklevi.
Tall, athletic, handsome, successful, and
also
like
complete products of nepotism, wealth, and privilege as well. So, you know what? Correct. They just happen to be good looking.
So you take somebody like Zuckerberg, and he looks at somebody like that and sees them with the women that they're getting and things like that, and their attitude is, I'm going to show them. I'm going to get it. I'm going to make it, and I'm going to take over the world. I'm not just going to take over a little slice of pie. I'm going to get the whole freaking pie, and you're all going to be eating out of my hand. And every day, I'm telling you, it's like they stand in the mirror and they tell themselves, this is how we take over the world.
Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.